Hi, this is The Coaching Game, and I'm Laurie Lawson. And tonight I'm flying solo. This is kind of a new experience for me because I usually have a guest and they take some of the slack up. But I'm not totally alone. I have a fantastic producer, Sue Tarleton, and she's going to get us through this. And we're going to do it together. So what I want to do is I want to introduce to you one of my favorite coaching tools. And I'm going to do that. And I thought, okay, I'm by myself, so what am I going to talk about? And I think the best thing to talk about is how to self-coach yourself. Self-coach yourself. How to self-coach. Let's cut off one of those selves. And so what I'm going to do is use what I call one of my favorite coaching tools. And that is called Points of View, the Coaching Game. And as you can see, it's economically and ergonomically and environmentally, it's just a friendly little game, but it has a great deal of facets. So what I'm going to do is show you a few of the points of view that are in here and all of the things that go with the game. Now, if you don't have the game, that's really quite all right, because what you can do, what we're doing is Points of View was developed in Israel by two people who I refer to as geniuses, Yaron Golan and Efrat Shani. And the whole point is to bring right brain and left brain thinking together. And the way they do that, and it's what you're going to find are just thoughts that you never imagined you could have and solutions that would never come to the forefront. What it is 16 cards with exquisite photography. Let me hold up one that I only have a few that are enlarged. Oh, this is my favorite. With exquisite photography. And what the card has is something on the bottom, a text. And in this case, it should be. Now, the text may or may not, and hopefully it doesn't, because that makes it fun, may or may not match or correspond with the picture. So you have the picture, you have the text. In this corner, you have a symbol. The 65 cards are divided into 13 different, 5 segments of 13 cards each. And that's called the series. The series consists of journey, doing, just be, difficulties, and opportunities. So whatever this symbol is here would be, it will tell you what series you're in, and that could or could not be important. It doesn't matter. On this side, you're going to see a page or a number, and that is a number that corresponds to a page in the Coaching Game book, and I'm going to tell you all about that in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce myself through this card, actually. And I do this a lot for workshops. It's a fantastic icebreaker. It's also a way to build a community really quickly because it just breaks people down. So rather than say, hi, I'm Laurie, and I've been a coach since, I don't know, forever, and here's what I do, I'm going to introduce it through the should be card. And I'm so glad I wrote this. This is one of my favorite cards. So if I were going to tell you who I am through should be, I would tell you that I am from a small town at the very end of the peninsula of Maryland on the Eastern Shore. And the graduating class, had I graduated, would have been a total of 67 people. That's how small the town is. And the town, because it was so small, everyone knew everyone, and there were many rules, at least set in my family. There were many rules. We couldn't do this because so the neighbors wouldn't see. And if you did something, your parents would know well before you got home because someone would tell on you. So I grew up amid a lot of rules and regulations, and which is okay. But it's the first chance I got, I said, I got to head to New York City because I want to be able to do stuff anonymously and not have people know what I'm doing. So I would think this is the perfect card for me, should be. And as you can see, these gentlemen are slightly conflicted also. From the top up, they're very conservative with their tuxedos and their lovely white shirts. And from the bottom, kinky boots and a little bit of underwear. So you decide which part of should be. So that's what I would do with this card, just to introduce myself. And that has nothing to do with self-coaching, but we're going to talk about that. Let me show you the components of the game. There are 65 of those wonderful, wonderful cards, and they're all here. And each has its own corresponding word and its own series and its own page number. There is also a book, the book that I keep referring to. And this is the Points of View book. And in here, on the side of the card that I said there's a page number, you would look on the page, and they have, for this card, there is either a story or a Sufi folktale or a Native American parable, whatever, that corresponds with the text on the card. There's also some fantastic quotes, and there are some coaching questions. And in addition to a lot more photography, because they had so many great photographers that did this. So that's one component. Another component, is just more and more and more components here, is a layout chart. And that is, you can do this with a one-on-one. Oh, it turns out totally too much light, and it turns out totally, well, I think you can see it on the bottom. What it is simply a layout for cards. And there are 4 sections that you can use. One is awakeness, and that is not a spelling error. It's awakeness as opposed to awareness. One is relationships. I'm just not even going to hold this up because you can't see it. One is gain and loss, and the other is past, present, and future. And I'm going to show you how to use that eventually also. But let's get started with self-coaching. I always tell people if they can't afford a coach, and everybody should have a coach, I think we're all in agreement with that, then you might want to think about getting Points of View, the coaching game, because you can definitely do some coaching yourself. The first way would be if you're in a rush and you don't have time for a session with yourself, and you should schedule your time better, but what you can just do is draw a card. And I'm going to do this all face down, and I'll tell you why I do that. Simply because, and I think I'll do it with the big cards so you can sort of have an idea what I'm talking about. I do that because anyone who's seen me use these cards and use the game knows that I tell them, don't worry about the card, don't worry about which card you're going to pick. The cards will call you, and it never fails. And people always go when we're finished, how did you get me to draw that card? I didn't do a thing. When I'm in a silly mood, I call them magic cards because I believe they're magic. So what I'm going to do is just draw a card. Now we know where should be is, so we won't do that. And if, let's say you're on your way out and it's like, oh, I need a coach, I need a guidance, I need a theme for the day. So perhaps you would draw this card, which is initiative. And on there you're going to see, okay, light is good and light is bad. This is what it is a light switch. One is on and one is off. So initiative. So you could say, if this was the card that you drew for the day, and perhaps that's a better way to look at it, then you could say, okay, today I'm going to take the initiative, where normally I stand back and let others sort of set the agenda. I'm going to set my own agenda. Or you could say, or think about what initiative would mean to you. How would you do initiative, and how would you fix that into your day? And it could simply be that, okay, I'm going to be in control of my day. It's my day, and that project that I wanted to start forever, I'm going to start. I'm taking the initiative. Or I'm taking the initiative and I'm going to go ask for a raise. Or I'm taking the initiative and I'm going to talk to my partner about a problem that I'm feeling in our relationship. Whatever that means, it's like make that your theme for the day and come back at night and just say, okay, here's how I used my initiative today. And here's how I followed the theme of the day. That's the really, really simple way to do that. And that's just an easy way. And if you don't have the game, then I would say get a catalog. Get a fun catalog. Don't get a boring catalog. Or get a magazine and flip and close your eyes and point to something. And that could be your picture of the day. Give it a title. And then say, okay, you can even cut it out if it's your magazine and you don't mind destroying it. And whatever you want to do with that word, use it for that day. So that's the quick way. Now the other ways are, I'm going to really be brave now, I'm going through the whole 65 cards and pick my card, and then we'll go from there. Let's see, this card is calling me. Oh, all right, it's the beginning. Now you can't see that either. It's what it is a white, kind of like a white Lego, and it's, I guess it's the beginning of whatever. But the word is beginning, and what we're going to do is go to the book. which is 16. This is a part of the journey, obviously. Probably one of the very few, the beginning journeys. And so we're going to go to page 16. And what we're going to find is a picture of the photo, and we're also going to find other photos that you may or may not be able to see. A pair of hands that looks like older hands. So I'm not sure where that would be in the beginning, but it's just fantastic. And there's, hold on one second. Okay, since we're on the wrong page, I'm sorry. Let's go to the real page. The real page is here. I was wondering what the hands had to do with it. Okay, and what you'll see are footprints in the sand. That makes a little bit more sense for a beginning, okay? And there are also quotes along the other pictures. And there's not a chance I will start all over again. New beginnings frighten me. They are always hard. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So there's a little juxtaposition there. Another quote is, I'm happy with the way things are. I'd rather wait a little while longer, turning over a new leaf. So obviously the first two quotes are always like, reasons to not begin, and the other is, let's go for it. So another one would be, and what if it doesn't work out? I wish I had the courage to make a new start. So those are all, and that's just on the bottom part of the book. So there's also a story that goes with this, and it's not attributed to anyone, but I'm going to, and I really don't like when people read to me, but I'm going to read to you, only because I can't get it big enough for you to read it yourself. So for this, the story for beginning is, a teacher noticed during one of her art classes that one of the boys in the room was just sitting there and staring at the blank piece of white paper on the desk in front of him, staring and seemingly deep in thought. After some time, the boy gently lifted one of the colored pencils and began to draw a line with it across the page. He then took another color and added a second line. Curious to know what he was doing, the teacher approached the boy and said, "It looks like you are drawing a very interesting picture. What is it?" "I'm drawing God," replied the young boy. "God?" said the teacher. "But no one knows what he looks like." "I've just started," responded the boy. "When I'm done, the whole world will know." So that's a great story for beginning, because it's like someone has to start somewhere, and good for this child for thinking that, okay, he's got it together here. So that would be, now my new beginning. This show is my new beginning. I've been doing television shows here, and I love it, but I really wanted to bring points of view to the forefront. And so I would say that would be considered for me my new beginning. So I'm thinking the beginning card is kind of perfect for this show, and this is also a new beginning. I wanted a guest. I was trying to convince Sue to come over here and produce the show at the same time, but she thought that might be a bit too much, and we agreed. So I'm here talking to myself right now. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. And so it's a new beginning, and I took the leap. So let me read you some of the quotes that are here that are dealing with beginning. "Now is the time, today is the day, this is the moment. Freedom beckons me to embark on a new life." That's by Yaakov Gilad, and from his book, New Beginning. Another quote is, "Making a decision is only the beginning of things. When someone makes a decision, he is really diving into a strong current that will carry him to places he had never dreamed of when he first made the decision." And that's Paulo Coelho, the alchemist. Okay, here's one from someone we know. "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." That's Walt Disney. And the last quote is, "In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's, there are few." Aha, oh, I like that. Now that's my favorite quote. That's the favorite one, because it's, when you're starting out, there are so many possibilities. And when you become, the more you become an expert, your possibilities, because you want to be perfect. So I'm thinking that I just took some training here to do the equipment. I'm thinking I have so many possibilities because I'm just beginning to learn all those little buttons on that control thing over there. So good, I'm looking forward to that. Okay, the coaching questions are great. I mean, you could really take this game, pull a card every day, and have a 65 coaching sessions, and you wouldn't have to do anything. I mean, how easy is that? But or just help your people open up. So some of the questions that go into the coaching is the beginning necessarily an end to something else? I think that might be something we tell ourselves, and it sounds fantastic, and it might be. That's something for you to ponder. Is getting started always difficult? Um, Again, that's an individual response, and if you were asking a client that, that would sort of tell you how motivated they are and how they motivate themselves. How do I deal with new beginnings? And it's the time to start, but what? What should I start? I know I need to start something. So this is all, and this would all be from drawing one card. And you could write down the questions, you could answer the questions, you could take the quote and ruminate on that for a while, you could improvise on the story, whatever it is that is going to get you past the idea of, okay, just the card, because you can still really coach yourself. Now, if you really have time to coach yourself, then I would recommend that you take a layout chart. I do this a lot, actually. When I have to make a decision, I do it a lot, and it's pull cards. So let's see, the relationships and the awakeness, the past, present, and future, and gain and loss. So what you're going to do first is pick an issue. And there are little issue cards. Everything has been thought of here. Everything. I mean, just from the quote on the front of the cover, it's opportunity dances with those who are already on the dance floor, and that's by Jackson Browne. So it's like, there are quotes everywhere, you just can't go wrong. So what we're going to, and these are the issue cards. So what you would do is state your issue, whatever that might be. And I'm trying to think, what am I dealing with? I think I'm dealing with trying to have a schedule that speaks to exactly what I want to do. I've been really busy for many years now, wanting to do a lot of things and doing a lot of things. I've already decided everything I do has to be fun, so I've got that one down. But it's like I'm really a little too busy now. So I think it would be speaking to my passion and carrying out actions to get that done. So I would write down in my issue card, the little issue card here. Now this is what you would give a client, this is what you would give whoever you're working with to take away so they can ruminate on it and see what insights they have. So for my issue, I think I would write spending time more wisely. Yeah, I think that would be my issue. I'm spending my time more wisely and speaking to my own passion. Okay, so I'm going to say, I think I will choose awakeness. I think that's kind of going to do. Now, this will be hard for you to see. My ultimate dream is that we will have this up on a big Velcro board and we'll stick all the cards up there and it'll all be good. But for now, you have to play along with me, please. I'll try to explain as we go along. So what I'm going to do is, the layout objective of awakeness is to create an awareness regarding a specific topic and to take a closer look at it from different perspectives. So I chose an issue and sort of an example. They even have examples here. This is like think proof. You don't even have to think, really. I have started something new that I want to make a success of. Or I am going through a crisis and feel trapped. I really don't understand what is happening to me. Those could be two of your issues. So you have to write it down clearly. So mine was scheduling my time more wisely and speaking to my passion. So what I do, there are, let's see, 4 layouts? Yeah, there are 4 cards. No, 5, I'm sorry. This is, like I said, Israeli made, and it goes on the other, it goes from the left to the right. So this is a 5-card thing. So I'm just going to randomly draw cards, like I said. They will call me, and it'll all work out. Oh, I hope so. Okay, and then we're just putting them, and this is the 4th card, and this is the 5th card. Okay. And there are questions on the layout thing. So what is the real issue? So the card that I drew was, perfect, is goal, all right? And what is the real issue with goal? The real issue is that I have a tendency to put other people's goals before mine. It's like, okay, this is an obligation and I have to do this, and then I'll get to mine. Or this, I have all this scheduled, but I have 2 minutes between time and I'll get to mine. So I think the goal has to be, my goal needs to probably be more me defined. And it's like, okay, what is this really going to, I think I need to create the goal, and then I need to determine if the activity is going to feed the goal that I'm doing. Okay. So what is stopping, this is the next question, what is stopping me or holding me back? And the card I keep drawing this card is pause. Yeah, I got it. Pause. There's a lovely bicycle amidst red leaves leaning against a tree. So somebody has taken a pause, I think, from riding, which is great. On the goal card, I think someone's almost at the end of the line there, and she might be winning, she might not, but she's reaching the goal. So pause. What is stopping or holding me back? I don't pause. I just keep going. It's like, if I have a pause and someone says, can you do this? I'll go, yeah, I've got an hour and I can fit this in. And I do that all the time. And I find that my calendar looks like a crazy person has scheduled it. Unfortunately, I don't have a social secretary, so I'm the person scheduling. But so it's just, the fact that what's holding me back is I don't take a pause. And I go, how can I take a pause? I'm so busy. But I need to schedule that into the day so that I can pause. And it's interesting because recently I drew this card before, another time, when I was doing an international Skype call with someone and using this game. And I drew the pause card again. And I said, oh my gosh, I can't pause. And then I went, you know what? I'm going to start meditating again. And I started meditating again. I haven't always been true to that every day, but I try to schedule that into my day now because I do need a pause. Just if that's the only pause I get, at least that's better than what I was doing. So that pause card keeps coming up for a reason. So I'm going to say, okay, that's what's holding me back. I'm not pausing. Okay, what allows me to move forward? Joy. I love this. I love these cards. I can only say that a million times. Joy. What makes me, what I think I said just before we started this, I said I've got it down that most of what I do is fun. That's really what I figure. I'm old enough now, I can have fun. I should have fun, actually. So most of what I do is fun. So that's what keeps me moving forward. And as you can see here, these people have painted their noses. And if that brings them joy, hey, it's okay by me. I do other things. But so that's what makes me move forward. The fact that most of what I'm doing, I do for the goal of fun. I just really want to have fun. I want to help people. I want to be a great coach. But I also don't want to, the job I had prior to being a coach was a geriatric care manager, which is a noble job, a lucrative job, and it's definitely the job of the future because we're all getting older. But at some point after I started doing the coaching, it was like, you know what, helping people die is just a great cause. But I think I want to help people live. So I sort of switched over then, and that's when I started getting it. It's like, okay, if I don't have to hang out in hospitals, and you know, there are people who do, and that's great, and I did my time. But I switched over to coaching because I did want to spread joy and help people live the best life that they can have. So that's what moves me forward. This one, what am I afraid of? Reflection. All right. I always think these guys, this is a guy and a girl, and that the body posture tells him, they're not getting along really great. Or maybe they are. Maybe she's reflecting on the sea, and he's reflecting on her reflecting. I don't know. What am I afraid of? Reflection. Yep, it's true. It's true. I'm not sure I want to tell you about it, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Yeah, it's reflection. I am not a thinking person. I am a doer. I like to just do it, and then if you tell me how to think, and especially this new thing with, you know, the NLP and the brain science, it's like, oh my gosh, it's hard enough to think. Don't tell me how to think. So I'm not sure what I think. I'm not sure what I'm afraid of, but I think I'm afraid that if I reflect too long, I will talk myself out of doing it, or I will come up with reasons why it shouldn't be done. So I'm going to say that this is good. I'm afraid of reflection. I'm afraid of thinking about what I'm, I'm afraid of thinking about what I'm doing, so I just keep doing. All right, got it. Whoa. Boy, I got to go home and work on that one. I can feel that one already. Okay, what are the opportunities I am faced with? Oh no, it's the pain card. Oh, wow. Okay. I keep saying I believe in these cards. Well, this guy is obviously in pain. He's not having a good time. The pain card. What are the opportunities I'm faced with? Well, let's see. And as far as pain goes, I think, well, okay, I'm faced with the possibility that I can remove pain from people, that I can allow them to expand their capabilities and allow them to fulfill some of their dreams, meet some of their goals as a coach. So that's the opportunity I'm faced with. On a personal level, on pain, I think, I can't say it's pain, but I think if I did reflect and I did pause and I did have more me-centric goals, then I would probably, maybe, okay. You're seeing epiphanies occur as we speak here. I think that maybe I would stop running so much, and I would not be reluctant to just think about what's going on. But right now, I'm so busy, I don't have time to think about what's going on. So, I'm not as tricky as I thought I was, because I just got revealed here in the cards. So, all right, now that you know all about me, let me just, so what you would do is, with this little reflection card, and this goes to everybody, you would write down the issue, which was schedule time more wisely and speak more to my passion, and the cards were perfect, as always. And then you would just write down whatever card you chose. So I would write down the 5 cards that I chose. And then on the back of the card, it would be, what insights did you have? So I think my insight was, as long as I stay as busy as I am, I don't have to think. And for some reason, I'm afraid of thinking. So I have to go work on that, and I have to meditate too while I'm at it. So that would be a couple of the insights. And then what do I do from now on? And ideally, you would say, okay, what do I do in the next week, or what do I do in the next month, or what do I do, in the next 6 months? So that's all this is all, I've been coaching myself on air. I can't believe I've done this. And that's what you could do also if you don't have the game, and you should, but no. If you don't have the game, you can find out more about the game at either of the websites at the bottom of this page. But if you don't have the game, then I would really urge you to just go through magazines and pick out pictures that speak to you. And ask yourself the question, why does this picture speak to me? What do I see in the picture? What's missing in the picture? And what word would I associate with the picture? And all of that's going to give you something like just your own coaching session. Just pick a picture, pick a card, pick a word, hit the door, and spend the rest of your day doing it. Thank you so much. I hope I'll be back next week. And the coaching game is the way to go. So let's do it. Thanks.